What's up? What's up? What's
Hey,
up?
greetings.
Peace and love, fam. How you doing? How you doing today?
Peace and love. Peace and love. I'm good. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. I can't complain. It's a good day to be a consumer out here in these streets.
I know that's right.
That is great here, man. I'm definitely excited. Thank you so much for having me on your show, man. It's a blessing to be in your presence and what you've been doing and seeing you for another time here. See the things you popping
Exactly.
off in Charleston with. Okay.
Yes. I'm honored that you even decided to come on. I know you was doing it as big as you was doing it. What's good? JD Starksky, what's good? Clever Thoughts.
Hello,
What's up,
hello.
everybody? Y'all tell a friend and tell a friend that they need to be on this live right now. If you are
Definitely.
interested in doing anything that you've seen either one of us doing as far as discharging debt and freeing your family and everything that I talk about in my song 555 for all my followers. If you're
Yes.
interested in learning about this, you need to be on this live.
Perfect.
So why don't you tell the people who you are starting off, and then tell us how you got on this journey.
Okay. Well, my name is Ariel, and I am a part of the HCA Hood Consumer Advisors. I am a consumer informant advocate. How I actually got on this journey is kind of crazy because my boyfriend wanted the Bureau Bullies book for an anniversary gift, and it was DIY reparations. And I remember looking at the price, like, okay, I ain't spent this much book for a book since college here, but I end up showing me the page and showing me the information. And it was just on go ever since, of grabbing the book, of just really, I feel like twisting the light open for me. It was
Wow.
definitely something, as well as just venturing off into other, teachers on the information, like Brotha Truth, who really showed me the importance of public and private,
Mm-hmm.
which is important, as well as other teachers like I'm gonna say Brother Isaiah from the People's Remedy. He taught me of accounts and just how to delegate your accounts, as well as two people, Gene Keaton as well as Patrick Devine, just really opened my eyes up to like IRS, and how the IRS is really your friend in that sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been crazy ever since. I think it was just really just, learning, really, I feel like memorizing the laws, understanding my part into it. Because a big thought with me is I know how to be a debtor. I know how to pay something.
Exactly. Yeah.
That ain't a problem. But
Mm-hmm.
learning that you are the creditor and how to move as the creditor, and which you can be capable of as the creditor, uh, is no other greater feeling, honestly. And I'm just definitely appreciative for the people who came before me, and
Definitely.
was able to teach us and show us and open up the avenue, as well as get us a head start on our own journeys.
Gotcha. That's so
Yes.
dope. How much was the book?
I want to say, I don't want to quote exact prices. This had like a little bit over like 150 or something like that, I want to say. But
Gotcha.
after you get it, you realize like that's nothing.
Yeah.
Like compared to what the information's in the book is, it was well worth it.
And
Well
and
worth
it's
it.
called Reparations.
Yes, I got all
What
three
you saw?
books. Oh, yeah, I got all two of his books, DIY Reparations, as well as Bankrupt the Bureaus, the Remedy Tour. The Remedy series as well from Brother Truth, as
Yeah.
well. So definitely good reads to get started and just open up your mind on, what's really going on here.
Gotcha. That's what's up. So, do you get certain documents authenticated?
So I have went out through the process of getting my birth certificate authenticated and everything like that.
What about
I
bill of exchanges?
getting my bill of exchange authenticated. I
Okay.
haven't done that before.
Okay.
No.
I asked that because like I know I've run into issues today. Actually, I was up in Colombia trying to get my bill of exchange papers and the papers to send with it authenticated, and they wouldn't do it. And I also tried to get my papers to insert it, because when I started the journey, I did everything kind of like backwards,
Mm-hmm.
because I went into the estate planning, and then when he would say certain things, it would be like, okay, I didn't do that yet, so let me go, like I should
And
have
do
changed my
that.
name last, but I did that like first, right after I did my birth
Mm.
certificate authentication. I did my name change, so the only thing I inserted was like a copy of my birth certificate. So I never got those files put on record. And one of the ways that he said that you could do it was getting it authenticated. I don't know if it's something with South Carolina, but they won't authenticate
Oh,
certain, you know.
I know about South Carolina for a fact, and yeah, I know exactly what you talk about. Secretary of State of Columbia, yeah, they very iffy on what they want to authenticate and what they don't.
Yeah, because
That is for a
I was
fact.
trying to even prepare like on how to talk to them if they were to deny me, but they did it in a way where they didn't really deny me. They were like, well, we have to let our legal team look at it, and then we'll mail it to you. But I know from the past they're gonna deny me and just send me a letter telling me
Yep.
why, so I can't really fight them on it. You know?
Exactly, just so they don't have that fuss in their office, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, what you're doing is amazing, and the movement that you've gotten already is fantastic. I definitely want to give you your kudos and your flowers of what you're doing, man,
I
because
appreciate
that's
that.
crazy. If nobody told you doing the damn thing, yes, you was doing the damn thing.
I appreciate it. I'm trying to get on your team. I was like, I didn't know she was doing it like that. Like you were knocking out the bills. Like I guess for me, like when I did do the discharging, right, for the houses, it took me about a year. I had the information, but I was scared to do it. And I
Mm-hmm.
did it for myself, then I did it for my cousin, then I did it for my parents. The first two, my house and my parents' house, I mean my house and the foreclosed house for my cousin, it went through smooth. My parents' home went through smooth as well, but then they reneged on it. And then they tried to say that well, the check was reversed because it wasn't sent from a financial institution. I'm like, okay, but it tells you where to send it. You know what I'm saying? It tells you where to send the check. It gives it tell like I said the affidavit with all the codes and everything in there.
Mm-hmm.
So what it looks like is y'all went ahead, monetized my instrument, and then
So
try to
they
say,
didn't send
oh,
it back, did they? Did they
they
end up
didn't
sending
send
it back?
anything back.
Exactly.
So that's where we are right now. And now they got into where they don't even want me to talk to them without my parents, you know. So they sent me a letter telling me why it was reversed. They called my parents, right? And so I sent another letter, you know, telling them that, okay, hey, you haven't sent my packet back. So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to contact, you know, this department and this department because basically it's death
Get
or
some people
whatever.
on your ass, exactly.
Exactly. So what they did was they trying to call, but they're not putting it in writing. You know what I'm saying? So they called. It was like, well, our bank told us to destroy it, you know? And I'm like, okay, but that's not the law. Because according to the law, you know, whether it's destroyed or you keep it, if you don't give it back to me, that's death.
You
And that means
honoring
that
it,
this is
exactly.
discharge, you know, like it's paid in full. So go ahead and, you know, but they're trying to give us the runaround with that. But, you know, they already sent us a congratulations letter. They did everything, but it's just like they trying to be a ass and get more money out of us.
Renege off of you, that's for a
Yeah.
fact. But I think that's one thing I definitely learned in my journey is you can definitely do the things the right way, but you're gonna be able to have to enforce them afterwards, you know. And don't expect just your first time that like you was lucky, you know, your first two instances, you know, it went
Yeah.
through, but you know, I think that the fact that you were able to, you know, enforce it and, you know, take note of the fact that y'all didn't send me that back, hey, it means you honored it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely a great thing. And I have experienced the same thing within my own journey as well. I think I first started off with my student loans. I'm just trying to get my student loans deleted. And I honestly think it took me so long because it was a mindset thing for me, just to
Yeah.
believe that I did not have to pay it. Like,
Yeah, that mindset.
yeah, to the point, it's just still you're studying every day, but do you believe what you're studying, you know, at this point? And now it wasn't until I started really believing what I was studying that I seen, okay, we started getting some movement. But I mean, that's what everybody, plus with my student loans, they were sold over 2 different times. And to me,
Wow.
A, if you sell it one time, it means that you got paid off of it, meaning
Yeah.
the debt is paid for. So why are you continuing to collect off of me? So I mean, just knowing now, because again, if I was incompetent how I was in the previous, you know, years, then, you know, I'd be quick to pay it, you know, just like, oh, I'm gonna pay with these debt dollars. I'm gonna pay with these debt dollars. But no, just knowing that you are the debtor, but you are also the creditor. So again, you
Yeah.
have the ability, like you said, send in that instrument and then
Uh-huh.
honor and take care of it. You know, that is
Mm-hmm.
your duty as the creditor is to do that. So knowing that was, interesting, as well as going after, when I first originally moved to my new place, I opened my water bill and I started my water account, my water company. I said, no cash is coming out of my pocket. We
I know
fighting
that's
this to the end. Like, I'm looking at my boyfriend like, if we just gotta go without. But again, I really had to learn, because if you're doing it the right way, you shouldn't have to go without water. Even though I had to go through the process of, learning, of sending things in, and realizing that sometimes when you send something, you may not get a response. So what are you going to do now? What is your next move? But learning who controls them, learning that these companies are controlled by the IRS, that was like me finding out who their daddy was, and going after them. Now, when I'm writing my letters, I know if you don't do this, according to this, hey, this is what's going to happen. I get to file this. So I think that really opened my mind. But as you will see too, within this journey, you're constantly learning, you're constantly evolving. Where we are right now, when you look at us next year, we're gonna be in two different places, just off of constantly studying, growing with the information, and everything like that. But it's been fun. I can say it got you down time, but it's been fun.
I can say I had one instance that I haven't heard anything back, but I'm gonna try again, which was the I tried to do the internet thing, but they just didn't respond. But I felt like I did something wrong on the documentation. Like, I think at that time I was supposed to address on the instrument, I put the CEO name instead of the company's name. So I was just like, maybe that's what it was. But I have a lot of people hit me up about the student loan process. Like, what would you say for that? Like, which process or which way? Shouts out to JJ on here. Out there in Atlanta, we got 666. Y'all go check that out if y'all haven't heard it yet. 666 streaming on all platforms. What's good? Study more. Islam. Shouts out to everybody out on here watching. We have the beautiful Miss Ariel Views.
Hello,
y'all make sure y'all go follow her.
Yes.
She is killing the game. I'm still studying. I feel like she got me, so that's who you need to go to. I bought her program as well. So y'all go check her out. Definitely check her out.
I ain't discharged the mortgage yet. Let's just say that. When I get the crib and I can discharge it like you, I'm at your level. So, but it's good because we can definitely teach each other, something on both ends there as well, which is good.
Definitely. So what would you tell people? What process do you use, if you're willing to share, when it comes to the student loans? Because that's what everybody hits me up is like, I just want to know how I could get these student loans off my credit and off my,
Yeah. So with student loans, you have two options. Some people are honestly good with just, again, deleted off of your credit file, and they're fine with that. And just going after your credit file, honestly, I just went after the FCRA, so the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And I can't think of the law at the top of my head here, but I can definitely drop it down in the comments when you post it and everything like that. But what I tell people is, it's one law in the FCRA that really just lets you know that they can't report anything without your permission, And after that, sending that, as well as when I got into tax documents, I seen in certain tax documents like a 1099 OID, where they have to show who is the actual lender giving the credit, to me.
I'm taking notes, y'all. I'm taking notes.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all better take notes.
Yeah, definitely look it up, because with the 1099 OID and instructions, it tells you exactly how to fill it out and what's it for. But within just that tax form as well, adding on to my process, I mean, it was able to show that, again, I was a lender. I lended you credit, But that's important. But I always tell, again, people, you can go two avenues. You can just go after, getting it deleted through the actual student loans, or you can go through the credit files. And to me, it's going to be easier getting it done from the credit file way, again. But either or. I'm honestly either or. But honestly, a lot of people think like it's just so far-fetched to have student loans removed, but you got to look at them as every other account. You gave up your social acted as that credit card, giving them credit. So again, they got paid. Now it's just you to decipher, to sit down and really understand the law, as well as the place that you put into the transaction, the credit that you gave, to really illustrate yourself in your laws, to be able to say, hey, off of this knowledge that I have, I know for a fact in this 1099 OID, that this credit came from me. You
Yeah,
can't say, honestly, you can't say otherwise. You ain't going to lie to the IRS. That's
exactly.
for a fact.
Exactly. Now I put my mom onto the Gene Keating, like you told me about, and we've
Yes,
been, watching him, and she's on
yes,
fire with it. Like she's excited
yes.
about it. We still trying to, learn everything as far as like the codes, and learning that the bill that they send you is, let me know if I'm explaining this right, is the bill of exchange, and they are obligated to send you a way to pay them back, which is what's at the bottom, which that little rip off part, right? That's the coupon, right? That you
Yep.
can send it back.
Yes. So that's basically like the interest that they're giving you for giving them credit. What you can do is, again, use the coupon that acts as a check, sign it off, endorse it, and send it back to them. Now, again, as you look into, I highly advise everybody to go into Gene Keaton and Patrick Devine and stuff like that, because they show you the important forms like a Form 56 to have on file, where you're actually appointing the CFO of that company as the fiduciary to be able to pull from those accounts. So if you get
So,
something that's returned and bounced back, it's probably because, again, you didn't give the CFO, authority to be the fiduciary of that account, so he can go to the National Reserve and take those funds from there.
so would you do a Form 56 for every time you're trying to discharge someone, or is that just something that you need to do and put it on file
For
somewhere?
every account you have, for every single
Gotcha.
account that you have, yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
I didn't see the Form 56. I didn't see that on, but I probably didn't watch the right one. I just
He
watched a
should have.
3-hour video.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it should be in the three. If he didn't talk about it in the 3 hour video
It might
in the
be, it
lead
was so
up.
much, and we keep pausing and stopping and pausing
Mm-hmm.
and stopping, but I'll go back into it because, like you said, it's a lot to consume
Yeah.
and study. And like I like Brother Isaiah. We be watching him. He doesn't really, like, I'm a visual learner, so I like to
Mm-hmm.
see like step by step by step. And I'm probably spoiled from
Yes.
Iselflawammaster. They feel,
They
I guess
set
that's
you
the
up.
lazy side, yeah. So, but yeah, I'll definitely check that out. But yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. So it's best to have the Form 56 on, or file that, and I would
Mm-hmm.
send that in with the packet when I'm sending the discharge stuff to them.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I can
Okay.
guarantee you that's going to ensure that it does not get returned, because you're appointing him to appoint him to do his duties and take the funds from the account. You're giving me the credit. I see the credit here. So here you
Yeah.
go. You can have it back. I'm signing and endorsing. Now go take the funds from my National Federal Reserve account. And I'm giving you authority to do that with this fiduciary form.
Gotcha. And the fiduciary form is the Form 56.
Yes, that's correct.
Dope,
Mm-hmm.
dope, dope. Now, do
But
you
get
teach class?
into I'm sorry, go ahead.
Do you teach classes?
Yes, I do, but I'm really focusing on my study group right now that I have.
Okay.
Just to have, I see the importance when I was first starting my journey to just have that group that you can go to and discuss the ideas, as well as, experiences, responses, and everything like that. So that's really been my shift.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely have more classes coming, I say about next year. And just I'm cooling off for the next year just to get my journey together, as well as the work on some stuff that I have to go in and play. But some deeper classes I can definitely say as well to talk about it is Mansa Mahaffey. He was on I Self Law. He's going into the deep and dive into even more IRS forms. So I would highly suggest everybody take his class. He's a
What was his name?
personality.
Mansa who?
Mansa Mahaffey 88. He's a character. You're gonna love his class. He's very entertaining, very formal. I'll say that at the same time. It's very that.
And how can somebody, like, how can we be a part of your study group?
Oh yes, so my study group link is actually in my bio. The full description. You can definitely sign up that way. We meet every other Sunday at 7 o'clock. We just talk about any question that you have, any topics that anybody wants to clarify, as well as it gives people a space where if they have any questions, they can just drop it at the group and they can get a full input from everybody on, what they should be doing or what should their next step be.
Gotcha.
But link in my bio. Yes, if you're interested, if you're looking for a tribe to, go this instances with, I see the importance of that, as well
Yeah.
as just sharing the information with my friends and loved ones, and them able to get success, that was my success to me, as well.
Exactly.
It's
And
not
that's
one
the
thing if
part
I
where
can
I
get
am
it.
right now. Like I got a big following as far as my circle that is into what we're doing. But nobody's really ready to
Mm-hmm.
take the steps. So it's like, okay, I'm follow you, I'm gonna do this, okay, but you do the discharge for me, So it's like
Yeah, that's how it
I'm
be.
at the place now where I'm doing it, I'm still learning and also trying to help everybody else, out. So when I tell people with my do-it-yourself packet, I'm basically giving you the information that I got along with some extra stuff, you know, um, because the reason why I'm doing it right is because like I know how it is to want to get started and not have the funds.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm making it to where everything that I have, you can have access to, you know what I'm saying? And it's up to you to do the work. Like I have people like, for instance, my baby sister, she was like, put the videos in order. I was like, I did put them in order. They in order. Like you got to watch them in order. Like you can't wait because you're going to get confused if like for the majority of people that follow me, they might follow me right from Brotha Truth posting my discharge, right? But there's a whole process that we went through before we were able to discharge. Like
Mm-hmm.
you got to get your estate planning in order. You got to send these packages off. And so a lot of people might hit you up and be like, okay, I don't have this, I don't have that. Like if they ask for a certain webinar, right? Everybody wanted the all bills paid webinar.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm sending you the webinar and I'm telling you the templates is in there, okay, I'm missing something. Okay, that didn't even come in the webinar because that goes with the estate plan. Like you got to do that
Mm-hmm.
first. That's not
Exactly.
something, and out of love, I'll try to send that to them, because I'm trying to help. But at the same time, you can't just jump in and say, okay, I want to discharge debt if you don't understand it. Because like you
Hello, that
said,
ding
it's a
ding ding.
constant, yeah, we're constantly learning. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be the first to tell you, like, everybody that hit
Mm-hmm.
me up, I'm like, I'm not no expert. I
That's still learning.
I'm trial and error, and I'm like, if there's nothing that you can do that's going to guarantee the same results. So
Exactly.
I can, even if you say, okay, I want you to discharge for me, I'm gonna be real and tell you that it might not work because it all depends on the company, and you got to be willing to, after I do that process for you, if they say no, you got to be willing to follow up on your own because I can't
Hell,
do that for you.
exactly. I get that all the time. Okay, Ariel, I said that this. They said this. What do I say? Did you understand what you were sending? Because if you
Yeah,
understood what you were sending, you would know what to say back. There
yeah,
should be no rebuttal on there. It should be no, okay, what do I do next?
yeah.
And I think, like you said, it's very, very important that first instances you get excited, plus seeing somebody else have success, to see that it can be done. It definitely gets exciting, but you got to understand that you may not have the same understanding as that person because that
Mm-hmm.
person's been studying, they've been putting the
Exactly.
time in to really understand, unlearn and relearn again.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I'm glad that you said that again, because just because I got success off it in that way, somebody could have done, like you said, the complete opposite that I did and got success.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like everybody's different, but whatever you do, you better be ready to enforce it. That's all
yeah,
I say. And I
yeah.
can't be on the phone with you or typing up your letter with you when it's time to enforce it. So
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely highly say, get comfortable with the information first before you make any steps. I always tell the people in my study group, study before you step,
Mm-hmm.
because again, if you go into war with half of your gear, half of your knowledge, you're not going to win. And then you're going to be
Mm-hmm.
disappointed thinking that it doesn't work when it's not that it doesn't work. It's just that, again, you haven't taken the time to really study. Be patient
Yes.
with yourself, man. I know for me, for a fact, it's been 26 years, man. This is 26 years of unlearning all over again,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So be patient, take your time, but study. Get with
Yeah.
people who are on the information, trying to learn the information. You got a
Yeah.
home girl that, hey, the information intrigued her, hey, make that your study partner. Hey, we're gonna get
Mm-hmm.
this together. We're gonna knock out this deal first, or try to learn how to articulate ourselves. I'm gonna study you on some laws, you're gonna study me on some laws. We'll go over this tax form, whatever it may be, but
Mm-hmm.
take your time.
Yeah.
Take your
But
time. It's
because
not an
that,
overnight
like,
process.
I'm so grateful for you, like, even with how you respond back, to me, because it's like, if what I will say with people, when you see these people having success, like, realized that those people spent money on their education. Like you said, the book that you bought, one book that you bought was over $150, not including the other ones that you bought, not including these
Classes,
webinars and stuff.
what?
You know what I'm saying? So
you got to pay to play.
Huh?
You got to pay to play for a fact.
Exactly. So when you have somebody that is responding, like when I saw your webinar, when I saw the success that you were having, I'm like, okay, with her, I'm going to the website. This is how much it costs. Boom, let me get it. And I was like, okay, sis, I don't know these words. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't. But I'm so grateful that you even took time to answer, because a lot of people will leave you high and dry. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, but it's like, okay, listen, I'm coming from over this side. I never heard this before. Can you give me a starting point or whatever? And I'm grateful that you were willing to, even do that, for me, to, point me in the right direction to learn, so that I could understand what you are talking about,
Yes, yes.
So I said all that to say to the viewers watching, it's not that people don't want to respond back to you. Like, if you talk to me and I try my best to respond, even if it's saying that I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know the answer to that or whatever, or I'll try to point you in the right direction, or I'll just say, listen, this is what I did. This is the path that I followed. I'm going to go ahead and send you that, if you want it, and then you could go from there on your own. But
exactly.
Let me see some of these comments.
I'm telling you, that is definitely the truth. I know that's for a fact, and I say that all the time. I say follow the law. Don't follow people.
Exactly. Exactly.
You can follow the information, but don't follow people. Don't follow up under people. I think that's the biggest thing. You can always go and ask questions, but knowing that your own understanding only going to come with studying. You can be in somebody's inbox all day asking questions. We can answer it, but if you don't go and stop and study it, understand it, we're wasting both of our time at this point.
Exactly. Like I said, I watched the doggone video that I had, the webinar that I had for over a year. The webinar is not even on their site anymore. They already been upgraded and went to something else. So when I got the success from it and everybody was hitting me up about it, I'm sending them back his way, and he's sending them back my way. Like, hey, tell them what you did, So it's like, hey, this is what I did, and like I said, it worked good. And after I did it, I realized that, okay, this is probably why they took it off, because like I was doing my own instruments as far as check wise. Now when the check prints, it automatically prints out a micro number, and that micro number is supposed to be like a routing number. So that's why it could be taken as is faulty or fraud, right? However, by law, if I do something wrong on my instrument, you're supposed to send it back to me to let me correct it. So that, like it says, you go back to the law. And I learned that from one of Yusuf's videos, because he talked about not doing the checks because it could come back to say, okay, they can try some stuff with you or whatever. So when people were hitting me up about it, I'm like, okay, this is what I did, but this could happen, but when I first did it, I didn't know nothing about that. I was just following procedure, or following what I had. But like I said, I sat on that information for a year before I even, acted on it, just to try to make sure I had that procedure down pat. Now,
and it may take that time, and that's okay. People, you definitely gotta be willing to, sit with the information at the time. But I think too, you tapped into it at the right time. Even though you held on it for a year, it may took you a year to be able in the space to really grasp it and concept with and move with it. So.
Exactly. And like they say, the Lord look out for fools. So God know my heart. You know what I'm saying?
I did it in good faith.
Yes, I did. Exactly. The Lord know my heart. I'm not trying to scam nobody. I'm not trying to do nothing wrong. I prayed over that thing, And hey. So
good, man. But get into those tax forms, Queen.
I definitely will.
Definitely do that. I think was a missing link for my process, definitely first starting off and everything like that too. But I learned through, again, Gene Keaton, Patrick Devine, even when she said, Brother Isaiah with the People's Remedy, man, he really taught me about the bill of exchange and how we should be really exchanging these bills and how to endorse it and everything like that, man.
Yeah.
So I definitely highly suggest to give those brothers some support. The information that they're giving out is definitely life changing. You know, if you just really sit and study with it to really understand it and things of that sort. But I love what you're doing still, though, Queen.
I appreciate
You stirring some shit up over there for a
Oh
fact.
yeah. Shaking it up, shaking it up. Another guy that I watch is James C. Lovett. He's really good. Really responsive, really down to earth. And like I had a consultation with him on the other day. And what was he saying? I saw something in the comments. I don't somebody said something about writing the CFO. And that's really important because that's the person, because he mentioned that as well, because in the webinar that I have, they tell you to address the letter to the CEO. But like he said, he was telling me that the CEO doesn't handle the money side of it. So they might know what to do, but they're going to direct that to the CFO. So to get your stuff handled properly, address it to the CFO. And like I said, like we were talking, everything takes study. So you're going to have to look up these EIN numbers. You're going to have to look up the business. And sometimes when you're looking up the EIN number, you really got to research even more because it's like 4 different companies that sound and look the same, might be around the same area, but it's not who you're looking for. You know, so it's like, it's a lot that goes with it. It's a lot. It's not no wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. We know the information is going to happen overnight. Like, it's a lot of processes, a lot of forms you have to fill out. Like, I'm in the process of working on some cars to discharge or whatever. Like I said, that's why I went to Colombia to get the information they're giving me to run around as far as not authenticating it. But, you know, like you said, you don't even do that. I think that's just an extra part that, you know, but you know how South Carolina is, racist people
What?
trying to keep us
I'm
down.
telling you, man. But it's okay because we about to shake some shit up in South Carolina this year for a fact.
Exactly.
Messing with the wrong queens today.
Exactly.
Which is great, though. That is definitely great.
One question that I had written down was, how do you study and get past the fear of doing the process?
What time for me?
How do you study and get past fear of doing the process?
Ooh, that's a great ass question. Yeah, that's a great one. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's too because it's a lot of unlearning and unlearning and relearning, and you'll realize it's a spiritual thing. You know, do you really believe that you came here a billionaire? You were born a billionaire. But I would say what really helps me is I have a team that I partner with and grouped with that have really kept me focused on the goal here and who I am at all times. That's why I say it's always important to get around people who really advance you and keep you, I say, humble and to say grounded at your goal. And I say that is definitely what they've done for me. And in times where, the information has gotten overwhelming, which it will be, where you're going to have to take a step back saying, I can't study right now, man. My head already blown with information, as well as, to have those people around you who, once you don't get success, you excited, you feel like that letter was bomb, and you sit in and try again, to not really want to give up and say, oh, it don't work, But I honestly feel like I was born with a fighter in me, and I was born to really go against the grain. I feel like, and never give up. Plus, when I know something, I feel something and I really believe in something, it ain't no stopping me or to get it for a fact. You may have those moments where, you study the information where you will get discouraged and you feel like it's not clicking. You feel like, you just haven't got your remedy. But what I'm definitely learning within my own journey as well, that it's a lot of things that the universe couldn't give me off a gate because I wouldn't be able to sustain it. And me growing with the information, learning the information, living through the information, that's able for me to, when I get it, I can sustain it, So I think the biggest thing of what keeps me grounded is, my end goal. I know that within my existence, me being born, I'm breaking thousands of years of, generational curses. Exactly. This is not information that my parents knew, my grandparents knew, the parents before them knew, I sit down with my parents all the time, try to get them to convince, showing my daddy the proof of my water bill. And it's still not, it still ain't really clicked yet, but that goes within, again, the process is spiritual. It's more of just believing you first and foremost, regardless of what these corporations are feeding you, what these people are telling you that you need to pay with cash, you need to do this, or you can't discharge that. Oh no, you need to take on that 30-year mortgage. It's going to take you 30 years to pay it off. Like, take all that out. You know, you really got to be able to separate yourself in this journey as well.
Yeah.
Because you got to unlearn and relearn. In order to relearn, you got to get away from the people that's teaching you that way.
Exactly. So. That's crazy. And I pray for the revelation, because I have a lot of people that ask me, how did I get my family not just into this, but into just waking up? Because I come from a pastoral family, you know what I'm saying? But when I transitioned, we kind of like shifted together. Nobody knew the behind the scenes, but from the outside looking in, it looks like, oh, they just moved together, you know what I'm saying? But it was heavy, it was hard, you know. However, you know, my mom is a person who wants to know truth, period. It's not that I want to just be in a religion. I want to know the truth. Exactly. And if it's the truth, I might feel some type of way, but tell me and let me decide on my own. You know what I'm saying? And I think that helped her to become more open-minded. So I would say my parents are the opposite of yours. Like, I had to say, hold on now, like, one thing at a time. You know, like, you did your own doing. Let's do this and let's do that. Let's do this. Like, so it's like they not scared. They ready. I'm the one that's like, you know, we did it. Let's just stop. You know, let's
like, hold on, let me take it in for a minute.
Yeah, we celebrating. Let's go to the next thing. Let's go. You know, but that's some good advice. What do you say would be your go-to process? What's your process that you would use? Would you rather like bill of exchange, promissory notes, or the checks?
Well, I look at like just dissecting the Bill of Exchange Act. I look at the Bill of Exchange Act as actually using the check at the bottom of the coupon. You know, because within the Bill of Exchange, it shows you, you know, what you need to be writing on it, what it really is, and everything like that. So knowing my process now, I would definitely go that way. But again, taxes is very important.
Yeah.
Taxes is, and it blew my mind to understand. And I feel like in some instances, I'm still, you know, really trying to understand that aspect of it, because again, we are taught to, you know, fear the IRS and everything like that. But I say within the process that I go of, just, you know, taking the check, endorsing the check, and then making sure that the proper IRS files are on file, I would definitely take that way. Because I feel like, me personally, again, everybody's experience is different as well, but that's been the easiest way for me, instead of going through the back and forth with the corporation, you know, trying to convince you of what I know. You know, show me the proof. Tax form is gonna say it all. I know that you got me a bill. Hey, I'm gonna send it back and endorse it. Now, I'm not saying just because you do it that way, you do not have to enforce. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I wish it was that easy when it comes into my water, but it was something where, again, that I had to let them know, prove what I knew. You know, at the end of the day, it wasn't just one letter I just sent down and I was okay. No, because again, they're gonna try to act stupid every single time.
And that's the administrative process, right? That would be considered the administrative process?
Yes, to enforce it, yes.
Okay. See, these are new terms that I learned. So, right, when I only learned about the administrative process when the thing didn't go through, when they tried to renege on the house the third time. So it's like, then Brotha Truth was like, "You good? Hit him with the administrative process." What is that? So it's like, what is that? So it's like, you know, I'm in the administrative process right now for that third home. I know it's mine. You know, I know that we did everything the correct way. I know they just trying to, you know, bullshit us or whatever. And it takes time. That's why I say it goes back to investing. You know, with everything, we got to realize that we have to invest. So if this what you charge for a consultation, let me hit you up. If this okay, I need answers. You know, like I'm on this live right now. This ain't just for y'all. This is for me too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm taking notes. I got my questions for you, and I'm taking notes. Like, so if y'all have questions, I think I see people answering each other's questions in the comments, and that's a blessing.
I can't see none of the comments for some reason.
You can't see none of the comments?
Nah, it's gonna tell me what's being read. Sorry. My first time actually on live.
I seen your pretty pit. Is that a pit, right? That you got?
Yes, that's my baby Sage. Yes, that's my
Yeah,
baby
I
Sage.
breed bullies.
Say less. Yes,
Yeah.
I wanted to get to bully first, but I don't know how
Mhm.
to with a whole pit. But I see bullies are way more calmer than a pit is, so that's good.
And then I don't even think that. I think it's just the kind you like. What I'm noticing is that girls are more hyper than the boys, from my experience. The
For
boys are
real.
more chill.
So that
Yeah.
explains a lot for me, for a
Yeah,
fact.
my baby just had a litter. She had a litter of 12.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely get with you with that one then. So I definitely want to get my baby little sister or brother. That's good
She's
though.
beautiful. She's beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, somebody said, okay, they're answering questions. Let me see if I got a question in here. Somebody said, you got to be serious about it. It's worth it because we are worth it. Yep. And a lot of y'all are looking for reparations. We're not going to get reparations as far as them giving it to us. You got to go back and take it. You got to go back and
Facts.
take it.
Facts. Stop looking at these politicians. Stop looking at these leaders like they're gonna be the one to come and save you. They're not. It's up to you. You're gonna have to do the work. You're gonna have to do the studying. You have to figure out what's going on. How do you
Yep.
play a part? Who you are. Don't expect nobody to elect nobody into a position that's gonna help you.
Yep. And then what's so crazy about it, something I was reading the other day where they tell you, like, they show you the letters between the two presidents that decided that we're going to be rich forever, you know, and we're going to scam these people out of all their gold and silver. And then we're going to act like I'm helping you, right? By making you work for me, taking your wealth, making you work for me, and making you believe that I'm helping you.
Facts. That's what
And
it is.
then we gonna get y'all money, make you work for free, and make you pay us even more on top of the money that we already stole.
Hello.
And then I'm gonna turn around and give you a little bit of your money back when you about to die. And it's all legal. And we told you. We didn't tell you, but we made it available. So basically, I forgot what the terminology is called when they have no liability because the information is out there where they're telling you how you can become free or not have to pay these things. It's just that you didn't study. So one of Yusuf L's main saying is ignorance of the law is no excuse.
It's no excuse.
So they have the opportunity. They are able to deny it by law because they wrote the law. So I can say, I don't know nothing about this, but they also turn around and give you the information and give you a way out because they give you a remedy.
Yes.
That's the sad, like what we're telling you guys, they give you the remedy, but it's up to you to read the remedy. And if you don't, hey, ignorance of the law is no excuse. We're going to get our money.
Don't come crying to us.
It make you mad, not like it make you real sad to think about your grandparents, your parents, you know, like the tolling and like we don't have to go through this, y'all. We never. This ain't nothing new. We're just getting on.
Facts. As for
you know, like because you sit back and you wonder how the Indians, the Arabs, and all these people come over here and can move a certain way. You can move the same way. It's just that we don't know.
The same exact. The money that they hold, you hold the same thing. You just got to be knowledgeable, like she said, to be able to tap into it, study it, understand it. Yeah. Read. I think the biggest thing for me is, again, like you said, your remedy is there. That's the most truest thing that you can say. You just have to read.
Yep.
And I even say to myself, you know, if I don't understand something, I don't know something, it means I need to go read it again. Yeah. I need to go read. It's there. It's be in plain sight in front of our faces a lot of the times. And again, we just don't catch it because we're not on that frequency to catch it. You know, we distracted by all these other things that's going on in the world. And this person, this celebrity, but no, man, you need to be working on yourself. You know, worry about ourselves. Yes. So the celebrities don't know this information. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Exactly.
If they did, they got kicked off. They got knocked off, actually.
Exactly. And the people that are working in the office, like I think you touched on it earlier, the people that are working on the office don't know the information either. That's why it's important for you to contact certain people because it has to go up a level. So by them, even with my parents' home situation, they are trying to send me regular agents when you keep telling me that you're going to escalate it to the right department. I sent the information to the right department. Now, if y'all took it into your own hands and didn't do it, you know, and that's y'all bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't need to be talking. It's just like if you get pulled over by a cop. If you feel like that cop is not handling you properly, then okay, you need to ask for a higher up. I need to talk to the what they call it, the white shirt. I need to talk to the chief. You don't know what you're doing.
Your supervisor, please.
Yeah, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing, and you don't know who you're talking to. I need to talk to somebody who know who I am, because you don't know who I am.
And don't try to sit here and waste your time trying to explain who you are to these people who do not care. I've done it as well. We all guilty of it. You know, I've got on the phone with people, yelled at people, plenty of representatives that just came to do their job and get their check and go. Yeah. You know, it wasn't their business to know what was going on. Again, they're not worried about what's going on. So I think too, once you're comfortable in your information and which you know, you won't find the need to be out here screaming at people, going off on them. Like, again, if you don't know, give me somebody who do.
Exactly.
It is great.
See, man. Another question. So you said you got started with your boyfriend asking for the book. So he's deep into it.
We started at the same time. It's crazy. We started at the same time. We quit our jobs at the same time to really start focusing on this information. Because again, like, it's one of those things within just my journey. I couldn't be both. I was inside of the matrix and outside at the same time. Like, it's kind of hard when you learn about the Social Security card, you know, and then you will go apply for this job that gives your you give your Social Security card, and you know what it's worth. You're like, hold up now. I know for a fact y'all ain't paying me off my Social Security card when I could learn about my own damn Social Security card and get paid, pull the funds directly. Like, it's crazy. It's really crazy. But I think, again, just having a set of people who is eager with the information, you know, just as much as me, like I said, and starting off that way was definitely a benefit to me being where I am right now.
Definitely. And so you said the way that for the people that want to do the credit, or the people that want to discharge their or get that student loan cleared off, you said the best way would be able to clear it off through your credit.
Yes, that's the easiest way, I would say. And a lot of times that's what people just are satisfied with, just getting it, you know, removed. Because again, if you remove it off my credit, if you get a loan right now, you get it removed off your credit. And again, it's already a cease and desist out already for them not to contact you. Is you really worried about that loan?
Hell no.
It's off your credit. They can't contact you. They can't liquidate, go into your account or nothing like that. So again, like, we just really gotta. For me, it was really overstanding. It was really being in play, and I had to take out my attention and, you know, the pedestal I had the credit score on. Because when I really started learning about the credit score and the FCRA and how the bureaus need to be regulated, and it was crazy to me. I was just like, okay, I understand the game is being played here.
Yeah. Cause I saw on one of your story highlights. Like I said, one day I was just watching all your story highlights. Like, I'm like, I got to get the answers. I need to know. And that's one thing about me. Like, I think that's what makes me different as well, is that if there's a way, all I need is an inch. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get to the. If I gotta stalk you, I'm gonna get to the point. Like, what she say? Like I told you, I didn't know about your dog. I didn't know everything, because I'm watching. So dang, I lost my train of thought. We talk about the credit. You said in one of your stories that the credit is not a big deal.
No, because yes. So once I really started learning, you know, when the credit first came out, I think the credit score, if I can remember the other top of my head, and, you know, definitely fact check me, came in like in the 1980s. Like, come on, it just came about. So what was y'all doing before then? You know, how did it come about all of a sudden now the FICO score is important? And to really just studying it and learning it is just like, you know, that the credit, once you start studying, know the credit originates from you. So what are these credit bureaus from? But you got to kind of think about it. If I get a loan with Navy Federal, right? and I do not pay that loan. The only way that Navy Federal can communicate that I didn't pay that loan with, say, for instance, Bank of America, if I wanted to open up a loan with them, is my credit report. You know, if I didn't have my credit report, how would Navy Federal know that I took out a loan, or Bank of America know that I took out a loan with Navy Federal? It's my credit report. So I honestly really think, again, it's all in cahoots with each other. The banks in cahoots with the credit bureaus. And once you really decipher that, as well as when it came to like really grasping my student loans, you know, I think the biggest thing they give you with your student loans is your promissory note, you know? So dissect with the promissory note. Now you need to ask yourself, can you deposit a promissory note? You know, is a promissory note an asset on a book? You know? So once I started to like really look into that and seeing how that promissory note acts as a check, you know, once I signed that promissory note, that handled the obligation. It's the fact that now you're taking a copy of that promissory note and tricking me into thinking that now I still owe you again. And if I'm not competent to know how, you know, banking works, as well as what my social security card is and how I initiated this transaction, I'm gonna believe it. I'm gonna start paying you each month. And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart to see people going to school and paying $600 a month on their student loans because they're uninformed. That's the only reason you're paying student loans, because you're uninformed. And I talk again, I went to college. I personally did not finish because it was not the avenue I wanted to go with my life. But, you know, so I was like, I ain't paying this. I ain't even graduate. So I ain't paying this student loans. But actually learning.
Same here. I'm not paying that. I didn't even finish.
But actually learning now, like, hey, Ariel, you was right. It was already paid for. You ain't got to come out of pocket for nothing. You know, so I always get all my friends, man, if you got a degree right now, man, I understand college is very important, you know, in some cases, in some avenues, but if you can just learn, you know, what your promissory note was, how you initiated that transaction, I promise you, you won't have no debt. You won't have no student loan debt. You do not owe those people. I'm here to tell you, you do not owe those people. If nobody's told you, you do not owe those people.
It's crazy. What would you say? Can you explain a 1099 OID? What is that?
So a 1099 OID, I actually have one here right in front of me here. Hold on 1 second. So when you're issuing a debt instrument, say for instance, it could be a promissory note. When you're doing that, you have to do a 1099 OID. What the 1099 OID is going to show you who is the payer of the OID. So say, for instance, I get a promissory note, right? The U.S. Department of Education gave me a promissory note. So I would be filling out this 1099 OID to show that, again, they gave me an instrument, original issue discount instrument. And what this would do is you send this in and it will show you with that Destro instrument, where did that credit originate from? Because they have to report that stuff to the IRS. Because again, if they didn't give anything, they have nothing to give out their pocket. We got to remember that these banks have nothing to give out their pocket. But once you give them your credit, they have to give you something.
Gotcha.
And with that 1099 OID will show you that, again, that credit originated from you. From that original issue discount instrument, that promissory note, it will show you who was the payer of that. So where did that credit originate from?
Gotcha. Because I started seeing the 1099 OIDs. I thought I had it, like you said, I thought I had it down pack. I had a 1099A and a 1096, and I was familiar with that. But I was like, okay, what is a 1099 OID? So do you send, because I have Don Kalam's 1099 OID book. But like I said, if you don't know what it's talking about, you know what I'm saying? If I don't know what I'm using it for, I'm reading and I get certain information, but I don't know why I have to do it. So in his, he do the 1099, but then he also mentioned the 1040V. So do you send all that in with the 1099 OID, or is that just something you send by itself?
No, that's something I sent by myself. So I sent this. I sent the 56 form originally as well, appointing them, but this is all I sent. I'll be honest with you, as well as that 56 form already on file. Gotcha. But I know that you can do that with, as well as if you're sending in a bill in. I know some people go the route where they send your bill into the not the IRS, the National Federal Reserve, in order to get paid. So they send the think the 4V form with it in
Mm-hmm.
order to get that tax deduction as well from the IRS from it.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I highly recommend every tax form. Then, man, the instruction is going to tell you step why you need to file it out, who needs to fill it out, and how to fill it out. And I'll be honest with you that the IRS doesn't make things difficult in the instructions of what it is. It puts it plain and simple how you need to fill it out and who needs to fill it out and why you need to fill it out.
Definitely. Well, I think that's all the questions that I had, and I thank you so much for joining me. I wish I could see your face. I don't know why I don't like how Instagram right? Yeah. I can see you, but everybody's comments and stuff is on it. But do you have any announcements that you want to make?
Yes, definitely look out for my study group that is still on and popping up until the end of the year here, as well as look out for some raffles that I will be doing as well coming here. I want to give somebody the opportunity to sit down with me and my team to actually do their right to rescind, as well as some classes where I know a lot of people where they want to get their student loans taken off. And I directly want to do a really kind of like a mentorship where, again, we're guiding with how you, first the laws of how you don't have to pay it, how to illustrate those letters, as well as, how to enforce it. So definitely be on the look at that if you have any student loans, you're trying to get out of that. As well as, again, when it comes to tax forms and everything like that, my partner with HCA, he has a class actually tomorrow where he goes over the bill of exchange, so how to endorse your bill, the 1099A, the 1099B, the 1099C, as well as the 1099 OID. So I highly recommend everybody to tap into him because he's definitely a character. You're going to have fun with him and everything like that, but you're going to get something that's really going to say, that was probably the missing piece that I needed.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm definitely going to be hitting you up to do a class down here in the Chucktown, Moss Corner, Ridgeville area.
Gotta show the Carolinas some love, of course.
Yes. And I thank you for joining me and, answering my questions and being so lovely and humble, and I appreciate it. And like I said, y'all go follow her. She's making it happen. These are people who you want to connect to. These are people who you want to build relationships with. These are people who you want to support. A lot of times we move slow. Y'all like to wait till people are big and think that people are ignoring you. Well, now she getting 1,000 messages a day and she tired. She don't want to answer your questions. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, get into and build relationships with people. It's all about relationships. We are so used to social media and text messages and stuff. Sometimes you gotta talk to people and treat people as human beings. We're not robots. We're not machines. We get tired. You know what I'm saying? So show people love. How the people used to say in church, patronize them, meaning give them a little bit of change. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Amen.
Show them their appreciation. And like we're learning. We're all businesses. And we're all churches. And do more research on that and you'll see what I'm talking about with these 508s and nonprofits and stuff that you can be a part of and you can create on your own.
I just got tapped into them 508s. I've been sleeping.
I got mine.
I've been sleeping for a fact.
I got mine. I'm still learning because I'm about to be getting that's how I want to get my next car. That's how I want to get my next car, and that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna give them a receipt. You gonna accept that receipt? All right, I'm going off the lot.
Facts. I know that's right. I'm leaving here with some goddamn.
I know that's right. So
I definitely appreciate you as well for having me on and your platform and what you're doing. I was definitely kicking it with you when you had your event down here in Charleston, and man, the connections I made even to this day and the information that I learned as well. There wasn't something like that in South Carolina. South Carolina needed it. So we definitely appreciate you and your platform and what you're doing and with your music and opening eyes as well as the ears and the pineal glands.
Appreciate it.
Definitely keep doing it. You're doing the damn thing.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Y'all go stream 666 now, my current single, and 555, which I break down the whole estate, planning that opens your eyes. If you don't know, it'll give you the intro to what you need to be tapping into. Get the family on it. 555 is available on all streaming platforms as well. Y'all go check it out. And my website is pinned in the comment section below. The do-it-yourself packet is available half off. Everything on my website is half off up until January 1st.
Take advantage of it.
Take
Mm-hmm.
advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it, because I'm practically giving it away. Once you get in there, you gonna see what I'm talking about. But thank you so much. You got anything else you want to say?
No, that is it. Thank you, everybody, for popping with us here. Taking some time here to listen to us as well. And I definitely appreciate your time.
All right, and we out.
Bye, y'all. Appreciate it. Peace and love.
Thank you.